to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. We are going to continue with our hip series, digging a little deeper into some of those hip opening poses. We will start seated and then we're going to move to a standing position. Just remember, if at any time you want to have a seat and just keep working with us from seated, that is just fine. Later this afternoon, we'll upload this video to our Bottoms Down Chair Yoga YouTube channel. You can check it out along with all the other videos that are there. If you haven't already, click on that big red subscribe button. It helps us out and it just lets you know when new videos are uploaded to our channel. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to move up in our chair. We're not going to be leaning back. Sit up nice and tall, right? So feeling that belly button to spine, that core automatically engages the minute we lift our heart. Think about having a little string here on the top of your head that you're pulling to lengthen that spine while we keep those shoulders down though, right? All right. Let's go ahead and ground our feet. So think about those 4 pressure points. Make sure all 4 pressure points of both feet are equally weighted on the floor so that they're grounding to the earth. Make sure your sits bones, those pointy bones that we sit on, make sure both of those are grounded to your chair and that you're equally weighted on both. Place your hands lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. Close your eyes and just breathe. Feeling your natural inhalation and exhalation. Focusing your attention on your heart center, letting go of everything outside of the room. And just breathe. So let's begin to elongate the breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. And breathe normally. Let's move into that belly breath, that diaphragmatic breath. We're going to inhale, extend the belly as we fill the lungs from the bottom up. Exhale, pull that belly button to spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. Go ahead and do that a few times at your own pace. And breathe normally. Do that one more time. Seeing if you can exhale a little bit more than the inhalation using that belly breath. Go ahead at your own pace. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice. One more breath. And release it. Open your eyes. Let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Drop your chin towards your chest. Drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Drop your chin towards your chest. Go ahead and look out and look over your right shoulder. Look center and look over that left shoulder. Oh, it should feel so good. And look center and let's go ahead and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Super exaggerate those shoulder rolls. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. And reverse it. Just feel the stretch through those shoulders. You can feel the tension releasing. One more. And release. Beautiful. All right, everybody feeling good? Okay, moving on. Let's take that right knee and open it nice and wide. Take that left arm, bring it all the way across your body. Grab your chair, crown of the head lifts to the ceiling. Turn and look over the back of your chair, making sure this knee stays open. We're breathing into our half Lord of the Fishes pose. We're going to release it and we're going to do that again. Extend the spine long, bring it across, lift and twist, and feel the stretch. Breathing into it, one more breath and release. Let's let that knee fall down for our crescent lunge. So you can be here with that knee straight down towards the floor if you wish, or you can push that foot back behind you, lifting your heart up and feeling a pretty good stretch into that hip flexor as well as the quadricep muscle. You feel that? Let's release it and we're going to do that one more time. I'm looking over my right knee. I'm letting my body just sink into the chair. I'm trying to extend that back leg as long as it works for you. One more breath and release it, face forward. That same leg that we just worked, we're going to extend it out in front of us, toes to the ceiling, moving into our version of pyramid pose, letting that heart fall forward and feeling that stretch. All right, let's go ahead and lift up, and we're going to do that again. Extend the spine long, let the heart fall forward, feeling that stretch. All right, we're going to add an arm here. So we're going to take the opposite arm of the leg that's extended. We're coming up to the ceiling. We're coming out to the wall in front of you, and then we're going to bring it down to the outside edge of the leg. Keeping the leg straight, keeping the back flat, breathing and coming up. Let's do that again. Extend, up we go, out we go, and down. Remember, I don't care how far down that hand comes on your leg. I care more that the leg stays straight without locking the knee and the back is flat. Let's do that one more time. Up we go. Extend it out and cross it over and feel that stretch. Oh yeah. One more breath and release it. Let's do the other side. I'm going to take this knee and I'm going to open it nice and wide. Bring that hand across your body. Lift and twist. Feeling the stretch along the center of the body, right at that belly button. Release it and let's do that again. Bring it across your body. Extend the spine long, head to the ceiling. Twist. Look over the back of your chair and feel that stretch. All right, let's release it. Take this knee down towards the floor for your crescent lunge. Remember, you've got this version where that knee is straight down to the floor. It's a great version. That's fine. If you want to push that foot back behind you and lift your heart, that is great. Either version, you want to lift your heart, okay? So either whether your knee is bent or not, we want to keep that heart lifted. You can feel the difference, right? Just do it real quick. Lean forward. You see how it totally takes the stretch out? And then lift your heart up. You see how it totally adds the stretch in, right? All right. Beautiful. Face forward. This is the leg now that we're going to be working into our pyramid pose. Toes to the ceiling. Lift. Extend the spine long. Let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Let's lift up and do that again. Extend and hinge. All right, let's add that other arm. Up it goes to the ceiling, out to the wall in front of you, and down to the outer edge of the extended leg. The knee is soft, but the leg is straight. Back is flat. Come up. Let's do that again. Extend, hinge, out we go, and hand to the outer edge of that leg. We got one more. Up we go. This is your exhale if you want to do that, and then come down and just breathe. Woo, yeah, one more breath and release it. Very, very good. Okay, so I want to do our hip circles. And we're going to bring this knee up and we're going to bring it out, around and down. So sometimes it's easier to hold the inside of that thigh, right? Bring it out and down, around, bring it up, out, down and around. Let's do that one more time. Bring it up, out, down and around, and we're going to reverse it. So now maybe you want your hand on the outside. It doesn't matter, right? And you can do them without even holding it. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that we want this hip joint this ball and socket joint to be moving. All right, let's do the other side. Here we go. Up, out, around, bring it up, out, and around. Bring it up, out, and around. Do it again. All right, now we're going to reverse that. So all we're doing is we're just kind of moving that hip joint around. We're just wanting to give it a little activation in there, get that synovial fluid, giving us that lubrication that we want in that ball and socket joint. Okay, everybody feeling good? All right, we are going to bring our knee into our chest. We're going to squeeze it nice and tight. We're going to externally rotate so that knee is going out. Flex the foot, press that heel towards the wall in front of you. Bring it down to the floor. I'm still got that external rotation. Now my toe's going to go up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to bring my knee in again. I got to come a little closer to the edge of my chair for this one. All right, bring that knee in, externally rotate, flex the foot, press through the heel, place the foot down on the floor. Now bring those toes up. Let's do that one more time. Bring that knee in, externally rotate, extend down to the floor, toes to the ceiling, and come in. Let's do the other side. Bring the knee in and squeeze. Externally rotate. Extend. Press, press, press through that heel. Put that foot on the floor. Toes are extended out. Bring the toes to the ceiling. Bring the knee in. Here we go. Externally rotate. Press through that heel. Down to the floor. Toes to the ceiling. One more time. Bring it in. Externally rotate. Extend. To the floor. Toes up. And release. Okay, everybody good? Let's heel toe those feet nice and wide. We're going to move into that straddle forward fold, and then we're standing up, okay? Because we're going to be doing a standing pigeon. If you were with us the last time, we did that a second version of the seated pigeon. We're not going to do that one because we're going to stand up and do pigeon. All right, make sure your knees are tracking to those toes. We're going to extend the spine long, let our heart fall forward. My hands are right here on my thighs for support into our straddle forward fold. Keep the back flat. Stop when your back is flat against or parallel to the mat. Now we're going to roll up slowly, tuck your chin and come up. Let's do that again. Extend the spine long, let the heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Tuck the chin and roll up. Okay, you can stay right here. If you want to add on, we're going to scoot to the back of our chair. Again, making sure your knees are tracking right to those toes. So we don't want the knees turning in. It's super important, okay? Extend the spine long. Your hands are on your chair. Let your heart fall forward. Straight, seated, straddle, forward, fold. All right. Roll it up nice and slow. Checking in, how do you feel, right? So if you're getting dizzy doing this, then you're going to stay with that heart right at that 90 degree, right? You're going to stay right here, keeping the back flat, keeping the head above the heart. If you're with me and you're feeling okay, we're going to add on. Here we go. Extend the spine long, belly is tight. Let your heart fall forward. See how that feels. And if you're okay, you're going to put your hands on the floor. You're going to let your heart fall further. Let your head fall into a full straddle forward fold from a seated position. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to roll up slowly. Okay, checking in. We're going to do one more. So your version, you've got to answer, figure out what works for you. Are we ready? Here we go. Up. Lean forward. Hands on the floor or not. Tuck your chin. Let the head fall. Now, tuck your chin and roll up slowly. Woo, my goodness, you should really feel that. All right, everybody good? Let a little sip of water because we're about to stand. And we've got a bit to do standing. Okay, but it isn't anything that we haven't already done seated, either this class or the previous two classes. So I think you can do the version that works for you, but we're going to come up to standing, and I'm going to be on the right side of my chair, okay? So I'm on the right side of my chair. Now I'm going to put my weight, so we're going to start with eagle pose, standing eagle pose, all right? So Garudasana. We're going to put our weight into the leg that's not next to the chair, okay? So this is a balanced pose, so we want to keep that belly tight the whole time. Lift those pelvic floor muscles, right? So those muscles that we use to stop that urine flow. Get all of this super duper tight, because this is the key to balance, is keeping all of this nice and tight. Okay, are we ready? This leg that's next to the chair, you can be holding on. We're going to bring it up into that tabletop position. So I've got my foot flexed. I'm holding my chair. Don't worry about it yet. We're going to get there, but we're going to get our legs into position first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this heel and I'm going to let it slide down the outer leg of the standing leg, the outer side of that standing leg, okay? Now here's the key to this pose. A lot of people have seen where you totally wrap that leg around and all that stuff. I mean, I can sort of do it, but I don't like it and I don't feel like my form is very good. So what I prefer to do is just to keep that leg there. So my foot is just kind of resting on my shin or on my calf, okay? But I'm not trying to do that whole wrap because I want you to keep your hips forward. So inevitably in my classes, when I see people doing the full wrap, their hips are not forward, their hips are to the side, right? And that kind of defeats the whole purpose. So that's not the idea. So I'm going to just keep my legs like this. Does that make sense? Okay, enough talking, Carol. Everybody's like, enough. Let's move on. We're going to move on. All right. See if you can let go of the chair and bring your wrists crossed. You see that? Okay, how you doing? Belly is tight, remember? Belly button to spine, lift those pelvic floor muscles. If you want to add on, we're going to add those eagle arms. So we're bringing our forearms parallel to one another. We're going to take the hand of the knee that's bent, okay, same side. We're going to bring it underneath. Now, either backs of the palms are together or the fronts of the palms are together. Either is fine, but your wrists have to stay straight. So if your wrists are all bent and crooked, bring it to the backs of the palms or bring it back to your crossed at wrist, okay? All right, if you're with me now, I'm going to lift my arms up. I'm going to press my forearms away from my face into my eagle arms. Oh, yeah. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, are you ready? We're going to unravel our legs, and we're going to push that leg back behind us, move into our warrior three with eagle arms. Super challenging pose. I know it is. I know it is. Belly is tight, hips are square. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Unravel your arms. Whoo! Come back to those airplane arms. Warrior three with airplane arms. Breathing, breathing, breathing. All right, ready? We're just going to slowly bring that knee up, squeeze it, and then we're going to put that foot down mindfully, right? We put that foot down mindfully on purpose because we want to train our brain that what we're trying to do is teach it for the balance. And if we fall out of it and we don't get back into the pose and come out of it mindfully, we're not helping that connection. All right, let's do the other side. Checking in. How's everybody feeling? Grab water if you want water. Absolutely. In fact, let's all grab a little water. It's just not a bad idea, right? Okay. Other side. So balance pose. Bring the belly button to the spine. Lift the pelvic floor. We're going to put our weight into the leg that's not next to the chair. And remember, if you want to do this seated, just have a seat and you're doing the same thing. You're just crossing ankle to ankle and you're adding those arms and you're hinging with us. It's all good. All right, let's take this leg next to the chair to that tabletop position. Your foot is flexed, all right? Now, everybody, pull your belly in, lift your pelvic floor muscles. Are we ready? Have we got everything in here squared away? Let's go ahead and take this heel, slide it down the outer edge of that standing leg, and release the chair and bring those hands up, crossed at wrists, and breathe. Okay, do we want to add those eagle arms? your choice, right? If you want to, bring your arms parallel to one another. We're going to take this hand of the same side that the knee is bent. We're going to bring it underneath. Either backs of palms together or front of palms are together. Lift up and forearms are away from your face and you're breathing. And you're breathing. One more breath. All right, if you're with me, we're going to unravel our feet. We're going to leave our hands where they are. Push your foot back behind you. If you're seated, just come into your forward fold, right? You're leaning forward in your seated eagle pose. We're breathing, we're breathing, we're breathing. One more breath. Release those arms. Come into warrior 3 with airplane arms. Standing knee is soft. One more breath. Come up slowly. Bring that knee in and place it on the floor and walk it out. Whew, how does that feel? Right? We used a lot of this area right here. You're like, Carol, we're supposed to be opening up that area, not tightening it up. Well, you'll see. Now we're going to loosen it up again. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the right side of my chair. And we're going to do this first facing forward, and then we're going to turn and we're going to face our chair, and you'll see why here in just a second. Okay, so we're going to move into our standing pigeon, Kapotanasana. I love pigeon pose. I do it a lot, don't I? Okay. So this leg, we're going to put the weight into this standing leg, the leg that's not next to the chair, all right? Now, take your ankle here, and we're just going to cross it over, okay? So you see how I've got a nice bend to this knee. Now, what I want you to do is soften the standing knee, okay? So it's just bending, not a ton, just a softening. I like to call it a softening. All right? How does that feel? Everybody good? Okay, now all you're going to do is you're going to shoot your hips behind you. All right? Just shoot your hips back and begin to let your heart fall. Maybe your hand comes to the seat of the chair. Are you feeling? You should be feeling the hips now opening up, feeling the stretch. And we're breathing. One more breath. Come up nice and slow. Now, this is not balanced, so don't worry. You hold your chair and release it. Okay. Now, that's a great version right there. If you want to stay with that version, you stay with that version. I'm going to show you the next version. And I'm going to face the chair. And I think you probably will want to too, but you can watch me and then see what you want to do, okay? So it's going to start the same way. I'm putting my weight into this leg, same leg, okay? Now I'm crossing at my ankle. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring that leg up, and I'm going to cross ankle to knee. So very similar to what we do seated, right? We've done this seated a lot. We've just never done it standing. Okay, so now my standing knee is soft, right? Got that standing knee is soft. I'm shooting my hips back. My hips are going way, way back, and you should really feel the stretch now. And if you want to put your hands in the seat of your chair, that's where you see now where this comes in. All right? So if you want to be facing your chair and you got your hands in the seat of your chair, that is a great option, and breathe. So trying to relax. I know it's hard. But we're trying to release these glute muscles. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Come up nice and slow and release it. And let's come to the other side of our chair. Okay. So you've got two versions now, right? So we're going to put our weight into the leg not next to the chair. We're going to make that little cross, shoot our hips back. So there is a version, and it's a great version, and maybe your hands go down. You can have a hand on that thigh. Just make sure you're facing forward. So I don't want you to have a hand over here, right? Make sure that those hips stay facing forward. Okay. But if you want to add on, and that's a great version. If you want to add on, come with me. Are we ready? Okay, same leg. We're putting that weight into that same leg. We're going to cross ankle to ankle. But now we're going to soften that standing knee, and then we're going to bring this ankle up. So the more you kind of soften that knee, I don't want you to think about bending. I just want you to think about softening it, okay? Then this ankle is going to rest it's not right on the knee, but it's kind of got a resting spot, okay? Hips are facing towards your chair. Maybe you place both of your hands down in the chair and see if you can let your heart fall as you shoot your hips back. Oh my goodness, right? Does everybody feel that? Just breathe into it. I know, just take a few breaths here. One more breath. We're going to come up nice and slow, and we're going to go to the other side. One more each side and we're done. So I'm going to skip this first version. You know it if that's the version that you like. We're going to go straight to the intense version. All right, are we ready? Woo. You want to make sure that you're not doing the same side again. So just make sure you're switching. Doesn't matter which, really does not matter at all. Just make sure you're changing it up. Letting that heart fall, bending this, soften this standing knee. Oh yeah, breathing into it. Can you let your heart fall any further? But as your heart is falling, you want those hips to be going back. All right, so this knee is not coming forward. This knee is kind of staying where it is. All I'm doing is letting my heart fall and my hips are shooting back. And I'm breathing. And I'm breathing. One more breath, and we're going to come up and we're going to do the other side. So again, whichever side you didn't do, it's fine. Does not matter. Oh yeah. Soften that standing knee. This ankle goes on that leg. It's got a nice little spot for it to just hang out there. As I let my heart fall forward, I'm shooting my hips back. Does everybody see that? Breathing into it, you should really feel quite the stretch in those hips and glutes. And we're breathing. One more breath. Come up and release. All right, grab a little more water. And we're going to have a seat. I don't know about you, but that was intense. Okay, so we are going to do our seated pigeon. You're like, okay, we've done pigeon. I know we've done pigeon, but I do want to do one more version of the seated pigeon. The version we've done a million times. We know it well. All right, let's go ahead and cross ankle to, you can cross ankle to ankle, or we're going to cross ankle to knee, right? We're going to extend that spine long, let our heart fall forward. Oh yeah. You might feel a difference. You might feel that this is a little more willing. Go ahead and lift your heart up, rock your baby, than it's been before, because we have really worked into those hips today. We're going to extend our spine long, let our heart fall forward again. And if you like the version with the elbow on those knees, you can do so. It's good. All right, let's come up, rock our baby. And final version, we're going to extend up and out and then down. And remember, your version is whatever works best for you. And come up. I just like to give you options, that's all. And let's do the other side. Extend and hinge. We did a lot of pyramid pose earlier, so I just thought I would leave out that, one more time with the pyramid pose and just focus on pigeon today. Rock, rock, rock. All right, let's do it again. I know. Feeling those hips. The other thing about the hips, especially the tight hips, is we do tend to hold a lot of stress in our hips. So it's always a good thing just to kind of release those puppies if we can. Extend. Arms are out. Let the hands fall towards the floor. We're breathing. All right, release it. We made it, another class. You guys did so great. Okay, we're going to lean. You can sit back in your chair. You can even lean back if you want to. I prefer not to, but you can certainly do so if that works better for you. Place your hands lightly on those thighs. Palms are facing up. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. beyond your comforts. Venture out beyond where your comforts dwell. Go to the places where your fears live. Climb outside the walls that enclose your certainties. Explore those territories where you'll encounter realities you've never known before. Some of your best possibilities are those you don't even know about yet. Get yourself out where you can discover what they are. Go where your skills can be tested to their limits. Go where your assumptions can be toppled, where your strengths can be honed. You've learned your way so well around this community, this job, this ideology. It's no longer a challenge. Give yourself the exhilaration of exploring something completely new. Introduce yourself to the people, circumstances, and ideas beyond those you know so well. They will benefit greatly from the new connection, and so will you. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Extend your left arm out. Flip your palm up towards the ceiling and release it. Drop your chin towards your chest and release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Extend your right arm. Flip your palm to the ceiling and release it. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. And check out our YouTube Bottoms Down Chair Yoga YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.